And viewers, this is Asvardua, and welcome to another exciting episode of my game development live stream. Once again, we're still working on Sara the Shieldmage, my Eastern-style RPG that I'm creating in Unity. It's going to be released for PC. I'm going to have a free web player version as well, but we'll deal with that when it becomes pertinent. Um, as always, I like to start my broadcasts off with what I've done over the past 2 weeks since my last broadcast. And you can see that Nuria Castle, well, it's a lot more filled than it used to be. Um, Go in here, I've created these beds. There's NPCs in the beds that have a text trigger. There's tables, there's chairs, there's desks. I made holes for windows. I'm going to be creating sort of a stained glass window effect to emulate what I did in the hero's journey. Going back down to the first floor, I haven't done quite so much on the first floor. There's a couple of token NPCs that are going to be replaced at some point. More desks, a throne, more of the windows thing. Yeah, so Nuria Castle's coming together, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't done actually as much work on the game as you would think I did. I had a pretty busy week this past week at work, so that sort of siphoned off some time that, well, I could have stood to have invested in the game. But it's alright, viewers. But that's not all I've done either, too. Let me go ahead and find Solumaria Woods. I've started working on a brand new map, the Solumaria Woods. This is going to be a micro dungeon. If I go out to the world map, wait for it to load because got a lot going on, and this is just one continent. So the Solumaria Woods is going to be roughly this area right here that's really dense. But if I have those under doodads. Oh yeah, because these are just the collider blocks. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. So there's 3 triggers for the Solumaria Woods because it's sort of a hub region. And this little gap is because, well, I'm going to be creating a town on this region. Actually, just because it triggered my OCD, this doesn't actually work with my plans perfectly. Yeah, there you go. That's better. Yeah, there's going to be a town right about here, and that's going to be your jumping off point to the other 2 continents when that becomes pertinent. I also need to add some micro dungeons, like maybe one right here. Um, Maybe another down here somewhere. I need to fill out the rest of this sort of peninsula right there, but I mean, ultimately, the Nuria continent. Oh, I need to add a whole heck of a lot more trees. I mean, this continent should be practically lousy with tree life, but yeah, I mean, the Nuria continent is coming together. I'm really happy with it. Of course, this is just one continent, too. I mean, I can't get ahead of myself. I've got 2 more to make with more towns and more mini dungeons and more quests and all sorts of stuff. Oh, yeah, speaking of mini dungeons, we go ahead and. Not Nuria Castle. City of Nuria. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I have not been idle. I may have really only worked about the equivalent of 1 week on the game, but you can see I've been pretty busy. This is the expanded city of Nuria. Well, see, first things first, you can see that, well, I replaced that water with an actual door. It has a knocker on it. Also, you can see that I've replaced the houses. I took those textures that I'd done last time and I made some hand-drawn textures. Now, as you can see, they're not mapping perfectly. Like, we've got this glitch right here. The roof is all boned up. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things that could be improved with this. But the fact remains, yeah, I've put a little bit more work into the city of Nuria. I still haven't made the Church of the Goddess yet, which is going to go in this sort of empty block right here. But well, yeah, I'm working on it. Probably the only other thing that I might do. I might try to make like something else. Oh yeah, something else. Um, oh yeah, I also made sure and added a water collection system to Nuria City because they are sort of up in the mountains and well, they need a drink every once in a while. Um, yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of map work this week, and I think it's coming out pretty well. I didn't get to do some of the other stuff that I really, really, really wanted to do last week, like creating the means to dynamically specify what goes in a shop or in a church of the goddess or whatever. That's something I'm probably not going to do on camera tonight because specifically because I have other plans. Um, and what other plans are those, you might ask? Well, you might have noticed my battle system has some points of improvement, and well, I think it'd be an opportune time tonight to go ahead and do something about those. Let's go ahead and give a quick playthrough. Oh, I started right there. That's not right. Oh, I probably did that so I could test that quest boss battle. Let's see. Go ahead and drop Sara back into her default position. Okay, so I need to make sure I have my, well, I can actually just do this in my UI. That's the nice thing about having my UI implemented. I can actually do things that used to take me a lot of work relatively easily. Okay, so there's a few things. Go ahead and hold for a moment. Should go back to the game view. I'm not sure I have a problem with the gauges doing that sort of instant fill. I sort of like it. It adds a bit of unintended juice to the game, but I don't feel it's a bad thing either. I'm probably gonna keep that in for the time being, unless people like say, hey, that looks really really ugly and unprofessional, and do something about it. Um, that part's all right. Actually, let me get my gamepad since I can do this part with a gamepad. Yeah, I don't have gamepad controls all the way. Actually, I can't do it with a gamepad. Go ahead and shield Sara. Um, let's see, where was it? Davis. Let's go ahead and shield Davis. There's a few things going on in this scene behind the scenes that you might not actually see. Okay, so we beat the enemy. Okay, you can see how there's that effect there. Let me pause because my music is way too loud. I'm sorry I didn't do anything about the volume settings. But I was sort of doing that off the cuff. You could see how like there was those effects that hung around after the battle was over, even when everything else sort of goes away. There's some other problems under the hood though that well you might not actually see from just a cursory play of my battle system, if you will. Let me see, where is it? AI? There we go. Let's go with this attacker AI. Now there's a problem here. Okay, so this bit of code right here. This is how the AI determines, who is it going to hit. And well, you can probably see the problem right away. If not, it's okay. I honestly didn't see it until I actually thought about it. So you see how this is right now just returning a single combat entity to target. Well, one of the things I was thinking about, sort of going off on a tangent for a brief second, but bear with me. One of the things I was thinking about was sort of a an almost final boss fight that is very similar to the Odin boss fight in Final Fantasy XIV. You have this one boss with a metric butt ton of health and attack power and stuff, who periodically summons enemies, but when he gets down low enough, he goes into pissy boss mode and starts charging up a full party wipeout attack that will absolutely kill you. No questions asked. Um, Problem is, yeah, that's not going to work with the way this function is written because, well, he could only fully wipe out one party member, which sort of makes it not as effective as it could be. It's just fine for selecting an ability. Don't get me wrong. It's just well, we need to specify targets. And that's the first refactor we're going to start doing. This is going to break a lot of stuff, by the way. Excuse me, too. Let me see. Wait a second. There was another problem where we had dead characters getting attacked. I have code, not target health is dead. Oh, that's what I did wrong. Well, I guess we'll stomp another bug while we're at it. Hey, all right. Uh, can always do it sort of like that. Okay. All right. Here we go. So it's just going to return a new list object with the player that we want to attack. So yeah, that's good. I need to do something similar with all of the other. Actually, before I get into that, let's see, AI base. Yeah, that, like I said, this is going to break a lot of stuff, but that's okay. Actually, one of the things I wanted to show off was well, how you handle a refactor like this, because it's not easy. It's one of those good things, especially if you've never written a game of your own before, that, well, you'll probably want to know about. Let's see, is healing this turn? Let's go ahead. Actually, in a way, this is sort of good that I have it written this way, because I can just make the result a list, and then I could say result.add player target. So if it's not healing, it will return a player target. Player list, yeah. So that should work. Filter enemies by ones that need healing. Not is dead. Yeah, so the boss should have been working completely perfectly. The boss of that crystal cave, that is. The random mooks inside of well, no, it was the random mooks who were acting up. Oh well. Yeah, we got that taken care of. Why does that have squiggles? Oh, because I haven't initialized it. Yeah. Yeah. And it's just gonna initialize an empty list there. Yeah. So there we go. And then we've got one more, which is a sequence AI. This is a kind of a cool one because this is one where we can say, hey, use these moves in this order. I really like this one. I feel I did a good job on it. So once again, yeah, and this is where we need to actually address this to do right here, where we need to support group and just attack everything type abilities. So let's see, we've got targets. It's going to be, yeah, so tell you what, it's combat entity targets. Actually, let's go ahead and do like what we did in the other one. Then results dot add targets index. Do the same thing here. See, oh, and this is one of the things that is that's also wrong too. Is I need to do some something like I did in, yeah, in this guy. Yeah, there we go. I could actually evacuate that down. I could evacuate that down to the base class, but I won't for right now. It would be cleaner for me to. Don't get me wrong. It's just I'm not going to do it. Where, and I could say where. Let's see. Target enemy. Filter players by once. Not a whole bunch of extra spaces. It's still alive. There we go. And then... Oh, wait, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I can do that. And then this is where things are going to get really interesting. Case ability target type dot against all allies. What we're going to do, targets, targets. All right, so I need to go ahead and create another one of these. Yeah, the reason I'm not using lambda expressions here, it's an experiment in readability. It's just something I'm trying out. Lambda expressions, they're not necessarily bad to use. I mean, I use them other places, but well, I want to try something a little bit different. Oh, right. Actually, I don't have to do that. I just realized it. You can almost hear the wheels in my head turning. Slowly, but oh, they're turning. Targets. Range. Targets. And then finally, ability target type dot all enemy. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty. So yeah, there we go. That's that resolved for now. I could actually tell you what. Let me check something right quick. There's something I've been meaning to add to this. No, no, I don't think this is actually part of it. Is it in the ability effect? X user effects. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, an effect can be set to affect dead characters. Um, might need to do that with the ability, but I can get to that at a later time. Let me see how chat's doing right quick. Hey there, Solo Techno. How's it going, man? Okay, so so yeah, let me go back to Unity. Stuff's gonna blow up. Yeah, see, the enemy.cs bit, CS line 35. Let's see. It's going to be return target goes to, let's see, it's going to be a func list combat entity, list combat entity, determine target. This is in turn going to break other things. Yeah, battle referee. But we saw that coming. Yeah, battle referee, there you go. Okay. So let's see, where did it say it was breaking again? Line 283. Yeah. Well, that makes sense for what the responsibilities of the battle referee is. So enemy dot determine target all combat entities. And then I guess we just need to loop through targets dot count I plus plus combat entity target equals targets I usability. Yeah, there we go. It's already in a for each, which I could probably refactor out. Not right now. Actually, nah, I'm not gonna do it. I don't like it. Local variable. Oh. Do we already have? Oh, that's because we already have an I. Oh, right, we need J. Agent J. Yeah, I just need a different iterator variable there. I mean, it's not important what we call it. I and J are really old variable names back from like the C and BASIC days for naming iterators. But well, you don't have to deal with that so much anymore. I mean, I could name it Snugglepuff for all C# cares. All right, so let's see if this totally kills our battle system or not. Okay, give myself a little bit more effects volume. I could just mute the music, but I don't want to do that. I put a lot of work into writing it, but oh. So let's see, we don't have we're not having any exceptions come up. That's good. That's not good, but I think I know what's going on with that. That's next on my grand list. Wonder why it's Sara. It seems to happen most often to Sara. Okay. And Sara's just regenerating like a beast. Yeah, Henchman, we're gonna get to killing you at a later date. No. We don't want to kill you just yet. Yeah, okay. It happened to Davis right there. Ability 3 and Ability 4. If I click one of those, yeah, see, that throws an exception. But I think that's related to how I have the UI code written. At any rate, at any rate, there's another bit of code that we need to fix too, because the last time I broadcast, there was actually a bug that allowed the player to attack dead enemies, sort of the same way that I'm trying not to have enemies be able to do, and I need to do something about that. So let's see, it's going to be in the battle target presenter, I believe. So yeah, I actually think this is where some of that, some of those bugs are coming into play. Let me go ahead and close all but this. Yeah, because see, we've got sort of the same thing going on in both places. And one of the things that I had to do in one of the menu presenters, find that right quick. Is it this one? No, it's definitely not that one. Is it this one? Yes, it is. Okay, so yeah, one of the things I had to do with the inventory presenter stuff was, well, something sort of like this, where I'm saying if the index that we're dealing with is beyond the number of of items, just don't show that button. And that's what I can do. Go ahead and first start by commenting that out. So score yeah, I can just do I can just break out of that iteration of the loop and instead do activate button current false. Yeah. I is greater than targets.count, or dot is dead. Yeah, now we're talking. So yeah, that'll solve the player being able to kill a dead target. That should also solve the glitch where those buttons are appearing for targets. And there's a similar thing that needs to happen here. Make sure my logic is still sound. Targets.count, targets.count. Count -1. Yeah. See? I'm paying attention. Years of silly programming mistakes have not been lost on me, viewers. You see how chat's doing, actually. Yeah, still doing good. It's good. As long as I'm entertaining. If I cease to be entertaining, just let me know. Okay, so there we go. We have a much more robust single pass solution for the abilities presenter targeting, the abilities command presenter, and the battle target presenter. Yeah, so that's going to be a lot better. In fact, let's go ahead and see if it builds first. Okay, looks like it built. I see our argument out of range exception from before. Let's try this with a clean slate. Alright. Take two. I don't know what's going on with that visual glitch though. That kind of worries me, but I think it's due to the fact that there's multiple pixel lights in the scene. I did check when I created this scene that those water tiles were all in the same group and they were all using the same texture and everything, but yeah, I don't know what's going on with that exactly. Did I really turn on the encounters? Okay, let's try double encounters. Why not? It'd be nice to finish this before Christmas. Whoa, wait a sec, that was weird. Okay, there we go. Finally gotten a random encounter there. Nope, we've still got the bug. Did you kill one of these henchmen? Crap. Sara died. But yeah, we can't target dead party members anymore, so yeah, that's a good thing. That's one bug we've solved. Oh, Davis, I don't think you're gonna make it. Yeah, you're one hit from beyond the grave. Okay, so actually, where's my pen? I don't think I have my pen. Because I have a list of these bugs on paper that I actually I go through. I also have an electronic Kanban board that I use to manage my project too, but well, I don't want to really show that off on screen just yet. It's kind of a mess right now. So let's see, AI targeting dead enemies isn't happening. Um, Target prompt allowing for target of dead enemies isn't happening. Then the only bug I have left on my little list of battle system bugs is all ability buttons still popping up. Um, Enemy AI returning a list of targets is solved too. So yeah, that's kind of nice. I guess what I can do with the next, well, 35 minutes, because I like to leave a time at the end for questions and stuff, and no, this isn't quite anywhere near the end. There's some other, well, enhancements I'd like to make for the battle system. One of the things I'd mentioned a little bit earlier was making a recreation of the Odin fight in Final Fantasy XIV. There's a great music video. I call it a music video. It's from the Final Fantasy XIV soundtrack from the Odin fight called the Corpse Hall. I just love listening to it. It's a really dramatic piece. The music nerd in me squeezes in the light every time I hear it. I try not to squee in real life when I hear it, but it's really good. But one of the cool things I like about it is it shows this boss fight, and it's so awesome. It's an inspiration, at least to me. Maybe it's because I haven't been killed by Odin in Final Fantasy XIV yet. I do play that game, by the way. Um, that's where a couple of hours from the last couple of weeks have gone, but we'll worry about that when the time comes. So yeah, there's a couple of things that would be really, really cool to include in the game as a result. One of the things that, well, it would seem like it's easy enough to do. Having a bit of battle dialogue for a given ability, like right before Odin, when Odin starts charging up Zantetsuken, he says like, "My sword shall split the threads of destiny in twain." And it'd be really cool to have my bosses and stuff in the game sort of say similar things to give them that storyline, give a little bit of in battle story or whatever. So yeah, let's do that. I think that'll be a fun exercise. Did I just double click ability? Crap, that's going to open outside of the solution. Yeah. Take two. And I'll keep on figuring out what's going on with that ability bug offline, I think. I don't need to waste y'all's time with that. Y'all have better things that y'all could do. Um, so yeah, we've got our ability class here. This is sort of the backbone of every single skill in the game. The way this works is it has a name and a description for menu purposes, a battle effect, which is the visual shininess that happens, um, available, can I use it or not, ATB cost, yeah, sort of explains itself, and what and who all it targets. You saw that a little bit earlier in the broadcast when I was messing with the sequence AI, but there's a variant of that that applies to the player too. But well, we're not going to get into that tonight, I don't think. A list of ability effects. These are things that get applied to players. They can be buffs, they can be debuffs, or they can be fire and forget effects. And then there's ways to set the animation, like what does the attacker do for their animation, and then there's also what does the enemy do for their animation. But I want to add a new thing to this because the move dialogue is almost always going to be a actually yeah it is going to be a one text box only thing, a very short blurb of text where you get a little bit of dialogue when a move is used, so I think the right place to put it would be right about, yeah, no, put it below the battle effect. I'm just going to call it battle text. Now there's some, now that seems simple enough, right? Well, there's some associated changes that need to happen to fully take advantage of that. One of the things is, well, we've got this wonderful ability database. What I've got going on here is this uses a library called Simple JSON. One of the things I have going on in my game is, well, I have a JSON file. It's got a .txt extension. Pay no mind to that. I've got a list of abilities that, well, exists in data, and I say all sorts of cool things, and then this ability database takes these strings and maps it to a in-memory object that, well, is drawn upon in battles. It's pretty nice, but, well, I also need to add the ability for, well, that battle text to get mapped if I include it for an ability. So yeah, map blobs. So it's going to map ability effects, map abilities. Let's go to map abilities. So you can sort of see the hierarchy going on right here. Actually, it's going to do a two-pass thing where the ability effects come first, and then we'll map the abilities based on that. So really, all we need to do battle text. I can do something like that. Yeah. At least I think we can. Well, we're about to find out, actually. So let's go ahead and see if that compiles. Mercifully, it does. Actually, you know what? We're not going to do that in that scene anymore. We're just going to go straight to the cave battle scene, I think. If it'll run. It'll run. But now I have no control over the volume. So yeah, it looks like it's playing just the same. There's that dang bug again. Yeah, that bug's going to be the end of my sanity. Not that there's much left to start with, but, well, yeah. Actually, let me see how chat's doing on that note. Still doing good. Glad you're still paying. Glad you're still watching Solo Techno. I appreciate it. Seriously, I do. I mean, it's always good after the broadcasts when I get YouTube comments saying like, "Hey, you've really inspired me to work on my game," or "Hey, you've showed me something cool," and that's one of the reasons I do it. So I I hope I can continue to be of service. So yeah, battle text. About that. Um, it's in. It's not breaking. It's also not doing much of anything, is it? Let's do something about that, shall we? Behavior. Battle referee. There we go. So yeah, we've got sort of an interesting case going on. Let's see. We are going to need, actually, keep this in mind for just a second. As well, we're going to need to add something to this. So let's go ahead and start by creating empty. We're going to create a brand new presenter on camera. And it's not an in-battle text day presenter. It's just an in-battle text presenter. It's actually been a little bit since I've done this, to be perfectly honest, but I think it'll be fine. Scripts, yeah. Presenters, battle system. Yeah, we're going to make a brand new behavior here. It's going to be the battle text presenter. Okay. Sure, whatever makes you happy. I can tell you a few things right now. One, wrong boilerplate. Hookos, no, just hooks. Then the other thing I'm going to have going on is a UGUI presenter base, because that gives me all sorts of useful utility methods that I can use. Oh yeah, I need to use unityengine.ui. I also need to go ahead and give it a duration as well, I think. Yeah, that'll work. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and just start off with the the standard 2-second rule. Don't include more than 2 seconds worth of text because, well, no one's going to pay attention to it. Let's go ahead and get an image. I'll try to make this fast. Actually, I could revise that. That is way too big, but well, I'll deal with that when it becomes appropriate. Do I really want it that high? I don't think I do. Yeah, I think that's better. That looks good to me. And then do something like this. It's quadrata. Let's see, center it in the middle. And that is way too big. Yeah, I like that. I think that'll work. It doesn't really need an button sound because, well, there's no buttons on it. It's just non-interactive text. Actually, do I really do it that way? I don't think I do. I think I want it. Yeah, want to do it like that. Battle text. Okay. Final answer on that one. Head and get those hidden by default. Let's go ahead and save it off as a prefab. Yeah, there we go. And then I'll apply everything here to the battle referee prefab, because the battle referee needs to know about it. And then, let's see, where do we put that? Yeah, there we go. Do it like this. Private. And I'll just say message. There we go. And now that means that this code can start to, well, actually use it. It can actually use that presenter now. As soon as I set up a method for it. So there's a couple of things I need to do in order to do that. Yeah, I can just do like that. Then yeah, and that should work. Now all I have to do though is to actually make the battle referee use that, and that won't be so bad. So usability on all targets. It's the target list for ability. Yeah. Gets target list for ability, usability, yeah. Let me see what this is. Oh, yeah, right. I remember that now. Well, that's not going to be a problem just yet. Message. If not string dot is null or empty ability dot battle text. Show it. Yeah, there you go. It'll actually, I could revise show message to no to not do anything. In fact, I think I'll do just that. Disqualify. There we go. All right, so that should work. Guess all we have to do now is find out. Let's see now. How did I do it in the okay? So it's going to be battle text here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going go crap. Not going to do it here for starters. Because, well, my test scene isn't drawing from that list. And right now, funny fact is actually nothing for the players is drawing from the ability list just yet. That's actually a more in-depth refactor I was going to do at a later date, but well, I'm not going to do it now because, well, it's in-depth. Let's see. Chat's still doing good. See, battle referee. Oh no, party. That's what I wanted. Party. Holy shield. Yeah, I'm gonna add some battle text. Yeah, make her say, "I'm a slamming my shield." Okay, this is gonna be entertaining. This is gonna be very entertaining. There we go! She's a slamming her shield. Okay, there we go. So it works. I'm gonna get rid of that, by the way. Just because I'm gonna revert. Just because I wanted to test that presenter, and well, it presented just fine. So I can actually scratch that dialogue as that dialogue on abilities off the list. It's off. Um, there's a couple more things. Add enemies as an ability effect, spell effects as an ability effect. You know, that might be kind of interesting. Hmm. See, how much time do I have about 20-ish minutes. That took me about 30 minutes. Yeah. I have a few things on my on-stream things that I can do. There's well, showing fly text would actually probably be really helpful, and not just for debug purposes or development purposes, but for the player, so that they can know, how much damage they took. Um, Add enemies as an ability effect. That one is going to be kind of tricky. Um, Spell effects as an ability effect. That one will require creating pretty much creating a new ability and a new effect, because yeah, dispelling effect and dispelling visual effect are going to be kind of interesting cases that I haven't fully developed for. Come to think about it. Then there's something cool I saw in Final Fantasy XIV, which is a meter backflash. Pretty much whenever you take damage, you know how your meter will animate towards wherever it should be. What I could do is I could instead take the meter, have it jump to where it should be, but then have a second meter that exists between those two spots, that as soon as the jump happens, that backflash meter falls. I don't think it's necessary. To me it to me it could go either way. Put a big old question mark by that, actually. The problem is I have no idea how exactly to do fly text in Unity. It seems simple. I mean, you would think it's just put a number on screen and make it travel until it disappears, similar to your in battle text presenter. Well, no. There's other aspects to it. There's some velocity. There is what to do with the object whenever it's done with its animation. Um, yeah. One of the things I remember is that messing with these rectangular transforms can be very difficult. Yeah, I'm not really sure I want to get into that. Huh. Then there's that ability button bug that, well, I haven't been able to figure out what's going on with that. That's going to be one of my priorities for the week, actually. So yeah, some good stuff's going on. Oh, cool. Elizabeth's playing Warframe. Hope they have fun with that. I'm going to be going to sleep. I have to go to work tomorrow, but let's see. There was the bug with the shops that I fixed last. Oh yeah, that's one of the other things I did last week. I fixed the some of the visual effect bugs with the shop system. Hmm. You know what? Yeah, screw it. I've ran out of interesting things to say. I'm not going to try to prolong it. I'll go ahead and call the broadcast here. Did a lot of good coding tonight. Check this in and go to sleep with my head held high. Horizontally, of course. Yeah, so we've got a battle system that works slightly better and allows me to do slightly more interesting things in Sara the Shieldmage, and I think you all will come to enjoy the fruits of tonight's labor in the broadcasts going forward. What I'm going to be doing over the next 2 weeks, for one thing, I'm going to be working on getting Solumaria Woods. I'm going to get the geometry on that finished off, and I'm going to try to add some new enemies to it. I'm going to try to also add some treasure chests and some other goodies to that map as well. Solumaria Woods is actually where I'm planning to have you fight the sort of Odin fight. He's going to be the guardian of some reasonably nice things. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty awesome. I might go off on a tangent and just create the Odin fight to start with, and then stick him in somewhere because that's something that would be really cool to show off on stream. Um, the other thing I'm going to do beyond that, it's not on the list of scenes. That Church of the Goddess has to happen. It's one of the key. It's one of the key parts of this game, and it needs to happen. Simple as that. That's how it goes. Other things, Noria Castle. I'm going to keep on working on that. That was coming along pretty nicely, but it's still got some opportunities for improvement. Just more doodads in general. The city of Noria is doing really good. I'm going to add some more NPCs and try to breathe a little bit more life into that scene. Some of the doodads from Noria Castle will be able to assist with that a little bit. Other than that, work on the world map. Work on the Nuria continent on the world map. Pretty really a lot of the stuff I have to do. I absolutely have to do at this point in preparation for my next playtest demo is putting crap on maps and making things real in the game world. That's really what it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen. Um, However, for tonight, I think I've shown off everything I want to show off on screen, and I hope you found this an enjoyable and, well, hopefully even a inspiring episode. I really enjoy the comments. Definitely feel free to leave anything that's, well, nearly anything game development related that's on your mind on the on my YouTube channel, uh, youtube.com/the Project. And, well, I'll just call this recording at an end. So I certainly hope you've all enjoyed watching. Thank you very much. I really appreciate all of your support and everything. And I'll see you 2 weeks from now with a even more complete game. Till then, later.